Hello everyone, today I'll be talking about a couple of builds that I consider the best. I think they're the best, that's a personal opinion, but I'll back it up in this video, which is what everybody should do when they have an opinion. Before I start though, I need to discuss the idea that, you know, a lot of players, when they make builds, they basically talk about, you know, these speedrunning builds. They just, you know, hoard on all these attacks, you know, peak performance and all that stuff. But you notice that they barely have any defense. Even speedrunners don't use those builds in everyday monster hunting. Everybody, mostly like around 99% of the players don't use those builds in everyday monster hunting. You have to have some survivability, but while also having high attack. And these two builds that I'm going to be talking about basically do just those things. And in order to do that, we have to have two types of weapon and armors. The first thing is the weapon. It has to be a Nergigante weapon. What Nergigante weapon does, it just gets rid of Master's Touch for us. Teostra's set is good for Master's Touch. It's nice. It can be efficient, but honestly, there are much more efficient armors if you free yourself from Master's Touch. Nergigante's weapons basically do that. They give you extremely high white sharpness, high attack, usually the highest in the business, high Elder Seal, everything. These weapons have everything. So what that does, it just gets rid of Master's Touch for you, you know. Second is the Brute Tigre set. I know the first 2 weeks everybody was talking about the free meal, the 75% free meal, which is really good because it lets you consume an item that you can eat without consuming it, basically, you know, without using it. And you have a 75% chance, which is basically almost all the time. What this does, it lets you use max potion that heals all your health instantly. Not instantly, but the fastest, even faster than the skill that lets you max potions. I mean, not the max potions, regular potions faster. This is even faster, and you know, this basically lets you not use it. Also, what free meal does, basically, it lets you focus more on hunting and less on, you know, farming, getting all the items you get, or the botanic or whatever you get, the items to have those items with you. The max potion. It makes you more efficient, and both in fighting monsters and outside of fighting monsters. Alright, so the point is, Brute Tigrex is actually, I think, is misrepresented. In the beginning, when everybody was talking about female, it was a regular Tigrex, and I understand where they're coming from if they already forgot about him, because it's actually underwhelming in terms of attacks and everything. But Brute Tigrex actually has a lot of skills that help with attack while also having a free meal. It has weakness exploit. You can have the full weakness exploit just from the Brute Tigrex, while also having high attack, and it also has a bunch of other things that I think are extremely underlooked. Look at this. So this is the Gauntlet Alpha. It has, if you look at it, let's look at it from base. The Alpha has a level 3 slot. It has health boost level 3, maximize it, and 2 attack boosts. That's really good, you know. The Coil has weakness exploit, recovery up, level 3 with a level 2. And the body, of course, everybody knows is good, so I don't even need to talk about that. And then the helmet has a secret that nobody knows about. Probably people do, but they don't talk about it. What it does, okay. Notice how it has one free meal. Okay, the one free meal. That's what it says there. But if I before I do that, let me show you what decoration do I have on the helmet. I have only one other female. So basically, in theory, you should have +2 free meal. But for some reason, I have +3. I only have one free. I only have 2 free meal. One from the helmet and one from the decoration on this one, right? If you notice. So for some reason, the helmet gives me 2. So if I take it out, because I also have the decoration on it, the whole thing will go away, despite only having 2. The whole thing will go away. So I don't know, it's probably a glitch or something, but fine by me, I like it. So yeah, so what this does, we have these two builds that I'm gonna talk about. These two builds work for Insect Glaive, Longsword, Dual Blades, Sword and Shield. Anything that doesn't need to use guard up and that kind of stuff, you know what I mean, or the bow stuff. These work extremely good with it. So look at this. So I have attack boost, 7, crit eye, health boost, all of it. You have all of this, and while also have razor sharp. Razor sharp lets me have all the sharpness the whole time. You know, white sharpness. I already have a lot of white sharpness. Plus razor sharp basically basically doubles that. And you don't need more than that for the whole fight. By the time you use all of that, the monster should be dead. You're probably gonna still have a lot of white sharpness left. Yeah, this is that build. This is what I recommend. So it has high attack and high survivability, and it's flexible too. So let's say you want fortified for the guiding lands, you can switch attack for fortified. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, this is that build. You can switch for longsword, for example. You can make some tweaks here and there. What you can do is basically, this is the same build but for longsword. Notice the only difference is that I took airborne and changed it to resuscitate. You know, resuscitate. Airborne is useless for longsword, so I just had something that I might use it for longsword instead. So yeah, that's that. And that's the first build. The next build that I'm gonna be talking about basically takes defense to the next level. We just took away some +3 attack. That's a big deal, and we have to sacrifice to razor sharpness. But what we gain is pure, you know, defense. What the idea is, we combine Gold Rathian set with the Brute Tigress set, and what this does, it gives us where is it? Gives us this set right here. We have +5 divine blessings, and we are allowed to have, while activated, 60% less defense, and it triggers much easier. So from personal experience, it triggers almost every other hit, or sometimes most of the hits, and you take 60% less damage. That's percentage reduction. Very, very helpful. Next to having free meal, 75%. You already know. I already talked about it earlier. The idea is, I chose the body. You could choose the waist, but for some reason I was able to fit it in much better with the body, due to what I have, my resources. But if you can fit in, if you don't need recovery up, which a lot of people might think they don't need, I personally like it because my weapons, I put augment, health augment on them, and then +3 recovery up lets me have 30% more on heals, including the augment heals. So that's very helpful. I even have it in the other build, so if I go back to the other build real quick, so if you notice, you don't need, because I have 4 sets, you don't need the waist. If you don't need recovery up, you can still have the free meal. You can switch it up to whatever you like, but I like it. It has weakness exploit. It completed my build, so I don't need to change it. And I like recovery up due to what I said earlier regarding health augmentation. You have more health as you hit people. But what I would do, for example, if I'm using a dual blade, I would just not need the waist, because the dual blades, they don't give you as much health from each hit in comparison to longsword and insect glaive. So yeah, that's that. Let's go back to the second build I was talking about. So what I did is just I combined 2 Rathian armor pieces and Tigrex armor pieces, and this is what I got. They're the same for longsword and insect glaive. In the future, hopefully, you know, when I get better decorations, if I'm still playing, if I get, like, let's say right here, insect glaive, I need flight to give me 30% more damage in the air. If I have flight plus protection, I will switch this jewel for that, and you know, or if I get crit boost with protection, I'll switch one of these for flight. So just to tweak it up. So yeah, that's that build. If you notice the decorations, these are the decorations. This is what I get. It's the same build for the other one. And yeah, that's the second build. I think this takes defense to the next level while having extremely high attack, you know, which is really good. It might not have razor sharp, but all that white sharpness is still doable, very doable. So yeah, that's the second build, and that completes why I think these two builds are the best builds in the game. I personally think people should look into it more. The Brute Tigrex with the Nigurgante, they make the game much more enjoyable, so you don't have to waste time getting more items for heals, and you don't have to focus on just the boring Master's Touch the whole time. And while also you're not dying, you know, that's the important thing, and you're focusing. When you die, you lose interest to play. You have a high chance to lose interest to play. So yeah, that's these two builds, and I hope you enjoyed it. And happy hunting. Take care, everyone.